Hey, welcome YouTube. How's all you guys and gals doing out there? Hope everybody's doing well. Today is actually the very first day of August. I believe it's a Tuesday. I want to make this quick video because the other day I made a video where I bashed several different pharmacies, and a lot of the times they tell you, to speak to the pharmacy manager, try to build like a close bond with them and so on and so, but it's not always that easy, and they always have these like requirements that they need, and but that's why I wanted to just jump real quick to today's topic. um After I went to the doctor's last week, which was the day that I got soaking wet, I went to try to fill the prescriptions that I got, the scripts, and I had a really hard time. I rode around on the bike. It was soaking wet. I went through puddles that even mom says that she doesn't want to take her car through them because she's afraid that her car is going to stall, which I think is an inappropriate fear. I think she's maybe she's traumatized from cars that she's owned in the past, which have stalled, but she's got a brand new car. Her sister has the same car, actually even smaller, and I don't think she stalled, not even once. But if her sister was to give her testimony about it, I don't know if my mom would even take it serious. But nonetheless, I wanted to give this one pharmacy praise today. Um, it is called Pines Health Mart. I Obviously um, it's a small pharmacy associated, with the Health Mart thing or whatever. It's not far from where I live. It's right up here, about 3 miles away, Sheridan Street, University Drive, and obviously I got to know the owner. We started talking. Whatever. He got to know me a little bit better, and then eventually he hired one of my neighbors, this lovely lady, who her son. I always see her in the morning because when I drop off my daughter, usually when I'm coming back after dropping my daughter off, her son has gotten picked up, so she's walking back. So I always say hi to her, and she wasn't working there yet. And then after maybe like 3, 4, 5 months of knowing her, 6 months, I saw her there out of nowhere, and I was like, "Oh, you're a pharmacist?" She's like, "Yeah." So that was just a little bit more icing on top of the cake. So I knew the owner, I knew the new pharmacist that he hired, and like I said the other day, when after I left my doctor's office, I was on a bicycle and it was pouring rain outside. I went to a location where they had to close an hour early. They had planned to close an hour early for the last 3 days of that week, which was like the last full week of July. I went to another pharmacy where I knew the lady because she used to work at her office used to be at Village Square Plaza, but when Publix wanted to strong arm her to get her out of there, because Publix, they want to build pharmacies inside of all of their locations, they raised the price for her rent astronomically, so that she had to move out. So after I didn't go to her next. After I went to the one pharmacy, which was the closest one to my doctor's office, that said they were closed an hour early on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the last 3 days of the last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of July, which was last week. I got there right after 5, right after they closed. Then I ended up going over to. I forgot to mention that in between going to the place that was closing early and going to the place where the lady that was moved from Publix, because they raised her price, I also went to another Publix and I showed them my paper. They looked at it for a while, and then for some odd reason, after looking at it for a good amount of time, they just handed me the paper back and they said that they did not have it. Does it take that long to check to see if you have it? I don't think so, but you know how these pharmacies are. I went and I took a chance with the lady that worked at Village Square, because I didn't know her too personally, but I've known her because I was neighbors with her. 2 doors down, I worked at an eye doctor's, so like when she was moving in, I would help her move furniture and stuff. I'm sure she vaguely remembers me, but she's still like a small independent pharmacy. So I figured she'd help me out, with what I had to do. And it was, sure enough, when I got there was a sign on the wall saying that they were closed because they had no electricity. And then that's when I went. And keep in mind, this pharmacy is located in a plaza. There's a Burger King. There's an Aldi's. What else is there? There's like a bank in the very corner. There's an AT&T store. It's on Pines Boulevard on the south side of Pines Boulevard between Hiatus Road and 114th Avenue. And this parking lot floods. And not to mention that I had to go through the previous flood when I was going along Pines Boulevard to get to this place. So I was just not in a good mood. I was carrying my book bag. Thank goodness that my script and the paperwork that I had didn't get too wet. But when I got there, the lights were off. So then I said, let me go across the street to the Walgreens where I had filled before. And I only tried to fill 2 of my scripts. And the lady was, I told her, hey, this is an emergency. This was stolen from me last week. I need to get it as soon as possible. I completely ran out of one of the medications, the other ones. And this is why I always pick up 2 days early, like you're allowed with controlled substances, for situations like this. You never know when this is gonna happen. And thank goodness that I was on top of it. I'm trying to pick it up every month, 2 days early. I bothered all of the pharmacists because this gave me a little cushion so that I didn't have to hurry up and go and get them. Because if not, I was already not feeling well because one of the medications that I cannot save because I have to use a little bit more than usual because they don't prescribe me enough is the alprazolam. They prescribe it to me every 8 hours as opposed to every 6, which should be the minimum. 4 to 6 should be the norm. But nonetheless, I survived the last week. I was totally depressed, after having everything stolen, and surviving on my bare minimums, which is my partial agonist opioid medication. I still had some Paxil, which is my SSRI antidepressant, and my propranolol, which is my blood pressure medication, which also helps with anxiety and tremors. So I tried my best, but for the most part, I was just laying down in bed. Today, I was finally able to fill. That's why I took my medicine. I was inclined to make a video, now that I don't feel like, which maybe one of these days I will make a video like that. Why not? But I'm gonna see if I can put on the screen right now the screenshot that I took of if I can do it properly of the website, which might show the phone number and the name of the company. I must say this is not the most affordable of pharmacies, but it is excellent customer service. Okay, if I was able to splice it in there, you guys will see it. But if not, I'm gonna see if I can maybe put the name of the pharmacy with the phone number at the end of the video, and also in the link in the description below. Again, thank you guys for watching. And this place, like I said, I know the owner, I know the pharmacist that he hired, which is my neighbor, very nice lady. So when you get to build a relationship with the pharmacist, it just becomes a whole lot more convenient, let's just say. Okay, I don't have to like the pharmacist that I went to before, which the gentleman retired and he sent all his patients to this place. I didn't have my ID, but they would allow me to give me my ID number and they would punch it in. They were kind enough to do that. But I went that day that was soaking wet. I walked into Walgreens. That was the last pharmacy. I was literally, every step I took, you could hear I was soaking the floors. I went up there. I said, could I just fill these 2 scripts, please? Because I still had some of the, I really only really needed 1, but I figured I might as well fill 2 because I had enough money. I was gonna leave the Subutex to the side because I still had enough to last me till about tomorrow. I think tomorrow, yeah, I still have 1 or 2 left for tomorrow. And that's why I went today, because just to get it over with. But they were super nice, super helpful. They didn't give me a problem about the ID, which just goes to show you how I mentioned last week that people don't trust each other in this world. I guess maybe it's a matter of developing trust amongst people, but these big corporations, like for instance at Walgreens, the lady was ready to sell me the medication, but once I told her I don't have my ID, it happened to me the last time, can I call my dad to come in? The pharmacist over to the side, I'm sure she gestured to her, and she automatically just told me, sorry, we can't do it. Tell me now, do you think that's right? I had gone through a traumatic experience and I was soaking wet, riding outside in the rain. Is that a way you treat a human being? Please, be honest. Think about it. Alright, well, thanks so much for watching. I hope everybody got a little something from today's video. May peace and love be with every one of you, and have a wonderful day. Ciao.